Today we're going to start this class with the first 5 movements that we do at the beginning of every class. But the most important part before we begin is the breathing. So allow yourself to find a comfortable position on the floor or in a chair or even standing. And take a long breath in and a slow breath out. Long, deep breathing. Slowly inhale and consciously exhale. And with your next inhale, as you exhale, slowly lean forward. Let your body shift to the side and then circle back. We begin with this first movement of moving the spine around the hips to wake up the spine, to increase the blood flow in the spinal fluid and just begin to allow you to become a little bit more aware of moving and breathing, because together breath and movement create asana, the physical aspect of yoga. When you're ready, slow the movement and then go the other direction. Continue with the long, deep breath in and a slow, conscious exhale out. And whether your breath is moving in and out of the nose or in and out through the mouth, it doesn't matter as long as it feels good for you. And you're able to breathe slowly with awareness. Come back to still. Pause. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. The next breath brings the chest forward. The chin lifts if that feels good and create an arch in the back. Round the other direction. Pull the belly button to the spine and release the chin to the chest. The flexion of the spine here, the 2 directions of moving the spine forward and backward. Breathe and move. Feel and notice from the tip of the tailbone all the way into the skull as the spine begins to wake up and flex and lengthen and let go of a little bit of the stress and worry of the day, to be a little bit more aware of this moment and this breath. And then once again, return. Be still. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. The next movement is a twist, another 2 directions that the spine moves. So check and see where you're going to be the most comfortable with your fingers forward on the shoulders. If this is uncomfortable, try cactus arms or hands on the waist. Whatever feels right for you today, do that. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, twist to one side. Allow the inhale to bring you back through center, and then release and twist to the other side. Breathe and move and twist the spine. Twists are so good for the digestive system, all of the internal organs, to release toxins, not just from the food and the air and the drink, but also emotional toxins we release as we twist and breathe. Let the breath move you. And again, it doesn't matter which direction your breath is moving as you do this. Whether you're inhaling one direction and exhaling the other, as long as it feels good and you're connected to the breath with the movement. That's what matters. Come back to center and release. Release the arms and take that deep breath in. And that slow breath out. Allow the next inhale to lift the arms up only as far as it feels good for you. And take that inhale, lengthen the spine up longer, grow 1/8 of an inch. Interlace the fingers and lengthen a little more if that feels good. And let the exhale bring your hands behind your head. Comfortably interlace the fingers at the back of the head. If for any reason this isn't comfortable for you, again, you can let the fingers come back to the shoulders or hands down to the waist. Find that place of comfort. Let the heart stay open. The elbows wide. Chin level to the earth as you breathe in. And when you release the breath, we're going to release an elbow towards the floor. And then begin to lift up and release to the other side. Be aware of your body, and if it wants to contract forward, into that rounding, slouching forward movement. If it does, come back to the heart. Come back to arms open, elbows wide. And use the side body to create the contraction on the one side and the lengthening on the other. And then as you come up, feel the contraction on the other side in the obliques, the side muscles. Stay focused, moving the spine in the other directions, the other 2 directions that the spine moves, for the 6 different directions of the spine, the flexing forward and the rounding back. Come back to center, the twisting from left to right, and the flexing from side to side. Pause. Allow the second finger and the thumb pad to lightly touch. Take that deep breath in, and the long breath out. This mudra. Mudra is simply yoga for the hands. It is hand gestures. This particular one is called Shuni Mudra. Seal of patience, stimulating the entire nervous system, the whole cellular structure of the body, for calm and ease, internal peace, inward peace. Release an ear to the shoulder. Slowly lift up and release to the other side. The word joy is defined as inward peace, a settled state of being. And joy is your birthright. We were born with the right to know inward peace. Practice that now, if only for just this breath as you release the shoulders and soften. Allow the mudra to work with you doing nothing else other than letting those fingers touch and breathing and softly moving. Let your head come to center. Release the breath and drop the chin to the chest. Slowly lifting the head. Draw the chin towards the sky only as far, again, as it feels right for your body today. Move back and forth. Releasing the chin to the earth and noticing this planet that supports us all. And as you lift the chin towards the sky, consider the universe, the divine, that protects us all. We are all one in this divine universe. Breathe and move. Allow your chin to rest on your chest. Slowly move the chin from one shoulder to the other, moving along the collarbone. Notice your mind, and if your mind is racing and wandering, come to a mantra, words we repeat of inhaling Sat, S-A-T, exhaling Nam, N-A-M, head to center. Lift the chin. Sat Nam means truth is my name. Truth is my identity. We're seeking the truth within as we go through these practices and these lessons. Take that deep breath in and a long breath out. Hear the words silently in your mind, Sat Nam. You can even say them out loud. Feel the resonance of the truth of you and who you're becoming. Deep breath in and a long breath out. Release your fingers and give the wrists and the elbows a little circle. Notice any little snap, crackling, and pop. I can hear mine. And go back the other direction. Joints and glands, lubricating the joints and the glands of the hands and the wrists and the fingers. And do a little flexing and pointing. Don't worry if it feels silly or you think it looks silly. Do it anyway. And then interlace and flick the fingers. And shake it out. From here, we're going to move into the practice of a little bit of Soma yoga. And Soma means body, but it's you, the body of you on the inside. You're the only one that ever knows you or can change you. And that is Soma. And that is the practice of Soma yoga. So I'm going to move the bolster out of the way and let that come off to the side. And find my way gently onto my back. Allow yourself to do the same thing as you lay down gently. Allow the body to be long for just a moment. Take a deep breath in from the tips of the toes to the crown of the head. And a long breath out. Crown of the head to the tips of the toes. And just scan through the body a little bit. Notice how you feel, where the tightness exists. How does your body feel laying here? Your shoulders, and the hips, the knees, and the feet, and the fingers. Just notice yourself from the inside out. Notice what you feel or don't feel. Simply observe, as though you are a witness of you. Take a deep breath in, and a long breath out. Slowly bend one knee at a time. Planting the foot on the earth. Let the back settle in, and then bring the other one up. We do one leg, one knee at a time. This is gentler for the back. Let the body settle into this position. And you'll notice something about Soma Yoga. It is slow. It is small movements that create the benefits, the greatest benefits. And it's conscious. We think about what we're doing and how we're moving the body. We're going to begin with arch and flatten, a simple movement that works the lower part of the back, the spine in the lowest part, that natural curve. So even if you can or you want to, you can slide your hand under your back and notice that there is a slight small curve here. That's the place we're going to be working on, to remove that curve and take that out and flatten the back. And then to increase that curve and create a slightly bigger arch in the back. Hensely cleverly named arch and flatten. Release your arms by your side and take that breath again. And you'll notice we practice conscious breathing a lot. Breathing in and breathing out. Sat Nam. I seek my truth. From here, the first place we're going to start is with that, creating that bigger arch in the back. So imagine that your tailbone is pressing just a little bit more towards the mat. And you're creating that arch, a little pelvic tilt. And then let the body come back to neutral. And then again, creating that arch, beginning with the idea of pointing the tailbone towards the earth and rolling the pelvis as you receive the arch in the back. And return again to neutral. Notice the shoulders and soften where you need to. We don't need to grip or hold on. Simply breathe and let go. And then again, as you are rotating the pelvis and thinking about the tailbone, shift into the awareness of the muscles that run along the length of the spine and think about contracting those muscles, engaging those muscles to create that arch. And then return to neutral. Don't worry if nothing is happening as you're doing it, or you're really unable to control anything in the muscles that run along the spine. That's very common in this practice. And just be aware of that increase of the arch. And that calm return to neutral. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Notice neutral. Notice this place of letting go. And we're going to go the other direction. So think of now the tailbone, rather than towards the mat, towards the ceiling as the pelvis rolls the other direction. And then that arch in the back is released. The belly button is pulling in towards the spine. And then once again, find that place of neutral. Contract and pull the belly to the spine. That belly button comes in, the pelvis rolls, and the tailbone rolls up, creating that flattening. So the belly is pulling in as it lengthens the muscles of the spine. And then come back. And do that one more time. And then release. Pause here to take that breath in. And that breath out. And we'll go both directions. So the tailbone rolls downward. And Come back through neutral and engage the belly button. Pull the spine towards the mat. And move back and forth. And we're going to do this about 5 times. This particular practice of yoga, more is not better. So somewhere between 3 to 7 times is enough. So just gently move. Thinking about those muscles that run the length of the spine to contract, to create that arch. And then rolling back, pulling the belly button in, flattening. And we'll do that one more time. Arching and flattening. Pause here. Inhale, Sat. Exhale, Nam. Now, bringing the awareness to the upper body, we're going to move into a movement that's arch and curl. So we're going to involve this part of the body, what we were just doing, but we're going to bring the upper body into it as well. If you carry any tension along the neck and the shoulders and the upper back, this is helpful for that. So think about these muscles that run across the front of the body and roll the shoulders upwards and inwards towards the center. And then come back down and release. Conscious contraction, so it's aware of the rolling inwards and upwards, a gentle movement. You'll notice that the arms are relaxed, and it's the pectoral muscles across the chest that are creating most of the movement. And then the conscious release, really think about letting go and returning to neutral. And one more time, rolling in. And release to neutral. Don't worry about your breath, just breathe. And then we're going to go the other direction. So press the shoulders to the mat. And then release back again. And I notice that my arm likes to get involved there a little bit. So think about letting the arms be like sleeves on a coat hanger. And just rest. As you gently press the shoulders towards the mat. And as you do this, think about bringing the shoulder blades closer to the spine, which will create that flattening. And then come back to neutral. And then one more time, we're going to do that pulling of the shoulder blades together. And come back to neutral. And now we're going to combine that whole thing. So pull the belly button in, flatten the lower back, and roll those shoulder blades. So think about doing the little teeny tiniest baby curl right here. As the shoulders come in, and then roll back, consciously releasing the shoulders back to neutral, spine back to neutral. Pulling the shoulder blades, drawing the shoulder blades closer towards each other, closer towards the spine as the shoulders press back. Tailbone rolls down and we arch the back a little bit bigger. This isn't a huge movement. It's nice and small. Consciously release back to neutral. And then roll in and up, pulling, releasing. Roll back to neutral. And then sliding the shoulder blades closer to the spine that presses the shoulders to the mat and arch the back. This gentle rolling, releasing movement for the whole spine, the shoulders, the hips, and the pelvis. This whole area works the whole body from toes to fingers to skull, because all the muscles are contracted and attached to each other. Everything is connected. The muscles in the toes connect all the way up to the muscles in the neck. So we work from the center and radiate outwards to release and let go. One last time, contracting, and then come back to neutral. Pause and take a deep breath in here. Gently press your feet and lift the hips just a little bit of stabilization here as we're coming towards the end of this session. Press down the hips and lift the hips only as high as it feels good. Never going beyond your body's limits. Allow yourself to listen to the whisper of your body. so it doesn't have to scream. Press the feet down one more time and lift the hips. Stabilize. And then roll slowly back down, gently setting and releasing. And then one leg at a time, release that leg. And then the other one. Maybe you want to wiggle your hips back and forth. As we pause here for a body scan, just as we did in the beginning, notice and breathe from the tips of your toes to the top of the head, and then release all the way back down. Notice any subtle differences or shifts that may have taken place. Breathe here as we move into a moment of Shavasana. Shavasana is the most important pose in any yoga class, in my opinion. It means corpse pose, so we lay like we're dead. It is the death of movement, physical, emotional, mental. We release everything and soften and close the eyes if that feels good for you. And this is the place where the spiritual essence, the spiritual body can be heard, that soft, intuitive inner knowing of Sat Nam, truth within. As we pause here to integrate and receive the benefits of the practice we've done in this time together. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Be aware of the rise and fall of the belly. Breath is prana. Prana means life force. We cannot breathe in the past and we cannot breathe in the future, but we can breathe in this moment, so notice your breath. Slowly and gently roll yourself over onto your side. And then pressing up with your hand and using the muscles of the body, the side body, to press yourself up to a seated position. And allow your hands to find your heart center. May the moments of this day and every day come to you with ease and grace, joy and glory. We allow the hands to come to the forehead. May the thoughts that we have be filled with acceptance for ourselves and others. The hands come to the mouth and the throat. May the words that we choose to speak today be compassionate and kind. And the hands home to the heart. May each and every action this day come forth with love. Namaste.